was able to write them on our hearts. Obedience is better than sacrifice. As we hear God's word and as we listen and pray and meditate and seek him, his words become so real to our hearts. Words that we can live by. Words that guide us. Words that turn our lives around. Words that elevate us out of sin, shame, guilt, and envy. Words that mean so much because they came from the mouth of the Father. Deuteronomy 11:18 says, "Therefore lay ye up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes." My brothers and sisters, God wants to order your steps. God wants to fix your eyes firmly on the path that he has called you to walk down. I don't know about you, but there's no other way that I want to walk except for that which God has chosen for me. When I choose bad things. Things happen. I choose things that feel good to the flesh, looks good to the eyes. Those are not the things that God seeks for us. God seeks the things that are going to elevate us. God seeks the things for us that are going to help us to walk righteously and circumspectly before him and before man. So let God choose. Let God order your steps, my brothers and sisters. Psalms 119:11 says, "Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against you." When we let God's word into our hearts, it began to take roots. And as it take root, it began to crystallize and turn into something that is positive, something that will help us to remember how to live, remember what path that we need to follow. Because God's word David said, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, a light unto my path." And when we allow God's word in our heart, it guides us. It shows us where to walk. It shows us how to walk. And it shows us the way that Christ walks and the way that God would have us to walk. My brothers and sisters, what a mighty God we serve, that love us so much that would even order our steps in the Lord. Let's ask him to order our steps today. And remember, there is a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. It's Ask Your Neighbor. No, yeah, it's Ask Your Neighbor. David West, Stars and Stories of the Kaz Walker Show. Forgetting what I was doing. I forget where I am, who I'm talking to. Not today, though. David and the boys are here. Good morning, fellas. How are you? How's everybody doing today?
Now, we're here. We hope you're there.
They're there. I'm sitting here. I'm looking at how many people are listening to us online. We got 101 people listening to us online right now, so at least we know they're there.
Yeah.
So, what's been going on this week, fellas?
I don't know what's happening here.
The weather.
Oh, boy, I tell you.
How cold was it at your house?
14 degrees, it's saying.
14?
Yeah.
I got up, when I got up, yesterday or the day before, it was 7 degrees.
Yeah.
7 degrees down at the house.
We're pretty close to that water.
I'm right on the water, yeah. So it's
That makes a big difference.
you can walk halfway between my house and the river, and you can feel that temperature drop. In summertime, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You can go cool. It's a little cooler down there, but it's a lot cooler in the wintertime.
Like I've said before, I lived out there on Lewis Creek, and coming out of Burlington,
Mm-hmm.
and you get close to that creek, you feel that temperature. Even in the hottest days
Oh, yeah.
in summer, that temperature start dropping.
Mm-hmm.
You up in the mountains, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You feel it drop.
Oh, yeah, you get in that.
Just quick, you start in there.
When I jumped out of an airplane, I had to take oxygen because we got so high. He said, now, they let people jump out at 5,000, and they let people jump out at 10,000, and I jumped out at 18. And when they did it at 10,000, man, when they opened that door, it was cold, you know. I was like, gee whiz. He said, now, when they close it again, and it takes a while, they circle, you know, till they get up to 18, 20,000 feet. He said, and I just had on a shirt, pants, you know. He said, now, when we open this door, it's going to be cold. I said, all right. So, man, they opened the door, and I don't know what the temperature was, but it was cold for a while. While I was falling, of course, I didn't care. I was falling at a couple 100 miles an hour. But, man, you get up there high, it gets cold fast.
Oh, I'm sure.
Super fast. It's probably 80, 90 degrees on the ground. It was cold up high. Yeah, you get up in the mountains, it gets cold quick.
Oh, it does. You know, we got a special guest this morning. We're waiting on Barney.
Who is your special guest this morning,
This
David?
is my nephew. This is Dustin Moneymaker. That's Max's son, my Elma's son. So Elma was his grandmother, passed away a couple weeks. But anyhow, he's on the job with us this morning. He used to ride around with me some, go to shows, and help me put up PA systems. And
David actually gave me my first job, sweeping the parking lot down at Ciderville.
Well, how old were you, Dustin?
Yeah, that was my first one. I believe I was about 9 years old.
Put him to work early, Dave.
Making $5 an hour. See, that's a lot when you're that old.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot. You better believe it.
Then I started carrying his banjo for him to shows. We'd went up to the Appalachian Museum. He'd play up there a lot, and I'd carry his banjo with him, help him set up all the PA equipment and all that. His right-hand man for a long time.
Put him to work early, right, Dave?
That's right.
Yep.
yeah, he does a lot of things. Now he's a barber.
Yeah, cut hair.
Tell him what all you do. You work at a motel, don't you?
Yeah, I work at a motel. I'm director of operations of 2 motels. I cut hair. I went to Paul Mitchell for 2 years. I worked and went to school, and now I got done with that. My dream is I want to open up my own barber shop. That's what I'm saving up for, yeah.
David's got a pole you could use. He got a barber pole. I've seen it.
He used to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Mohawks.
It run through my mind. Everybody moved out of the old barbershop building. It came in through my mind, you know, we could sit back.
Put it back together.
Part of that apartment, you know, that's what it was, barbershop.
Yeah, I know.
Barbershop. And I got some old pictures of it, red, white, everything outside.
Yeah.
The stripes was on the building. I need to show you that sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that.
Yeah, we opened it up as a two-chair shop, I believe. No waiting.
You started out as a barber, didn't you, David?
I saved up my money and got $10, $9.99, and got me a set of clippers.
And you started cutting my dad and Uncle Steve's hair?
His daddy and his Uncle Steve come down there, and they're just kids about 8, 9, 10-year-old. Come on in here, Vaughn.
Hey, Sammy Sawyer. How are you, brother?
Is that 8 or 9-year-old? If he did, I give him mohawks. You know, Steve never did like a burr. He called him burr. Don't give me a burr. I said, well, shoot, I'll just give you a mohawk. I sent him home, and Her mama
Didn't like it so much, huh?
She had some choice words and sitting back. Said, get that hair picked up. I had to do burrows.
Flat tops. Were you good at flat tops?
Flat top. I done flat top. I done. Every boy coming down the street, I just give him every kind of haircut. I done everything. This person ever cut. We were coming down the street, and I said, he had long hair, and I said, come here, buddy, you want a haircut? He thought I had a barbershop. I reckon I had one of them white chairs, and they made me a big old white cloth go around your neck. And I said, he said, I ain't got no money. I can't pay for a haircut, so I'm going to give you one for free.
It's your lucky day.
Yes, he said, well, okay. Then he sat down, and I give him the shingle up, and I went on up to give him a nice haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought it was nice. It's my first one, yeah. I don't know about that word nice. We might always let it. But anyhow,
it was a haircut.
Right.
It did fit the definition of a haircut.
I give him a haircut, and then next I thought, well, I'm going to start cutting flat tops. I cut that flat top, and it was a little lower on one side. I guess I was thinking he might have his head side.
That's called a fade these days, right? I think that's called a fade now.
But that was a lop top.
Okay,
I think it would run the rain off.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said, well, I'm not too satisfied with this. I mean, this guy had long hair when I started. So I put that guard on, and I just went all over his head and gave him a barrel. And he said, okay, thank you. So,
as long as he's good, you're good. What ends well is well.
Part of the baby said when he was going through barber college, his fashion, or he was going to show me if I could cut the edge of a man's ear.
It's not a good way to start barber college.
Said, they'd go get in there and start doctoring it, you know. Said, you wouldn't be more careful than that.
Oh, yeah.
Ellie said you was a good barber.
Ellie said I was a good barber. I learned how to cut then. And
Didn't Ellie cut hair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
taught barber college.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, he's a barber college teacher, yeah. And he watched me cut hair. And said, you're the best, just as good as anybody I ever saw, David. And I said, well, thank you for the main man to say that. That's good, you know.
Yeah, him and Larry Mathis got out together. Larry worked for Ellie in his barber shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, who did?
Yeah, he said, you remember when he put his tools up, don't you? He said, oh, Nashville.
Yeah.
Well, Nashville will be a star.
I started cutting my own hair probably about 15 years ago. The girl that cut my hair, I've been here 35 years, so she cut it 20.
Yeah.
And she would always be behind when I'd get there, running late, and I'd always be, needing to be somewhere. She'd be like, it's going to be about 45 minutes. It's going to be, And so finally one day she couldn't, she said, oh, you'll have to come back tomorrow. I just went home, got some clippers, and I was able to do it. And I thought, I've been doing it for about 15 years now, 10, 15 years, for a long time.
Well, you do use a mirror or something?
Mm-hmm. Use a mirror and some clippers, and then I've got some, she actually gave me some barber scissors. When she called and asked me why I wasn't coming back, I told her I was doing it myself. She said, well, come here. And she gave me some thinning shears and some barber shears. She said, I've got something for you. So.
She wanted you to put you to work.
Well, that's probably,
I did
pretty good, so.
Really, we was out at the barber shop, and he said, Hart said, he said, I really like to go to Nashville. He said, I believe I could make it, said, but, so I don't know, so I'm afraid I couldn't. I said, well, you got it made now? He said, well, no. I said, well, you can always come back to it,
Yeah, you can always start here.
So about 2 weeks, I phone call and said, hey, you want to go to Nashville? Me and Betty said, we're going to Hunter's apartment. He said, you may have to feed me a week or two. I said, well, we can work that out, Ellie.
Send some groceries.
And he made it, yeah.
Oh, he made it. Yeah, he had good songs.
Did he know when Ellie first went down, did he know anybody, or did he just go cold?
Well, he knew people that he had played all through the years on Opry. And, of course, 14 years old, he played Bill Monroe on Opry.
So he
never been out of Blaine.
Really?
Yeah. And Bill says,
Cass Walker, he just had a motorcycle.
Yeah, I said, Lee said, after the show here, we're going to Pennsylvania somewhere. He said, we'll have to find you a hat. All this hat, you had better hat, Elliot, that sits on top of that old big head of his.
Sort of sit on top of it.
Yeah.
And then he went to Cass Walker, when he was real young, too.
Oh, yeah.
On a motorcycle every morning from Blaine to Cass Walker show.
Rode from that to WYSH.
Yeah.
But Cass first.
He said he was froze when he'd get there.
I bet.
I bet he was.
Some chain come off out of a motorcycle and he'd have to put it back on. I mean, winter and all. He didn't care.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. Oh, he's something else, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's.
How long have you been cutting hair, Dustin?
Let's see, I graduated school about 4 years ago, so about 4 or 5 years. It took me 2 years in school, so, and I cut hair all through that. Of course, that's when I was learning, but yeah, I've been doing it about 4 or 5 years now. I enjoy it. I mostly like doing barbering. I'm actually a cosmetologist. I can do women's hair, dye hair, cut
Where you
colorfuls.
work at?
Well, actually, I do mobile barbering right now. I thought about buying me like an old ambulance and putting like a sign on it for advertising and just going around to people's houses. It already has like a sink and everything you need in it. Just do mobile haircuts.
There you go.
That's what
That'd work.
doing. Yeah.
Listen, you don't hang around David.
You're right.
You get all those folks that are too busy to come to you. You just go to them.
That's it. You pull up in a big parking lot.
Yeah.
These big buildings. They have all kinds of businessmen, insurance, whatever, on lunch breaks. They can shoot out, get their hair cut.
There
They
you
make
go.
it work.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's not.
Well, you just say, I'm going to be Monday at Walmart.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tuesday at somewhere else.
That's exactly
There
right.
you go.
Wouldn't come into the drive.
I think they would.
Sound like a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good
You
deal.
never know. You might be able to franchise it.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Get a couple of them going. Yeah,
There you
that'd be
go.
great.
yeah. I started to get a hearse up there from Mr. Reese when I went to Monument. But he had them things just like brand new. Them Cadillacs ain't got no miles on them.
Right.
You call it hair in a hurry.
That's it.
I was going to write bluegrass music. Dead or alive. I'm going to put that on Friday. We play bluegrass music, dead or alive.
Well.
Anyhow, that's a good idea, that mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see a lot, especially since COVID,
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't like to go out, so that's kind of what gave me the idea. I was in school when COVID started, so I was like, man, nobody was able to get their haircuts or, get groomed up.
Sure.
And so that's when I started going around to people's houses. Like, man, I can really make something out of this if I just
Sure.
had the equipment. And
Yeah. Good luck. I hope you do.
thank you.
Good.
I know a place you can advertise it should you get going.
Okay,
I know,
you got
I know a
me
couple
covered.
radio stations that can tell
Hey,
you.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
We might just do it like they did. If people sing, play music, why not just come in here and put it on TV and let you show them?
Hey, that's what we should do. That's the best advertising you can get.
Well, that's what they did with the one boy on America's Got Talent or whatever it was. He was a singing barber, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Too, you might be able to just take over. We start out Ciderville. Just have a day over there, a real pretty sunny day, and play a little music and just roll one of them big barber chairs out there, and you got there,
That's it.
blowing, waving at everybody.
That's it.
There's a lot of ways to do things, ain't there?
Music festivals and fades.
That's it.
That's it.
That's words.
Yeah, I always seem like
Get
everywhere I
some
went,
food out there.
everywhere when I got an idea and I had to come back home, I'd put them together. I never had ever been to a turkey shoot. I didn't know what they were talking about.
I never
I thought they were talking about shooting a turkey.
Yeah.
And I
Makes
sat there-
sense.
I sat there and listened to 2 or 3, my uncle and another guy tell me what they done, how they bought them turkeys for $3 or $4 and went them off for 10, and I got dollar signs dancing right in my eyes. I said, shoot. I opened up and had the biggest that had ever been around here. I had this old milk truck, and I just put all kinds of dolls, bedspreads, blankets, hams, turkeys. I had the biggest thing right. See, that was really, the first one I ever had was a big success.
Yeah.
What I done, I built a shed. You walk out of this shed and walk across the road and you're under a shooting shed. There's a big pot-belly stove and free coffee. They had a little desk over there. Daddy take care of the store. Me and Faith were going to run it. She had her desk and she sat there in big warm clothes, and that pot-belly stove would warm it up there pretty good.
Yeah.
And she'd sit there and dial all the targets out, and we had a system that just couldn't be beat. It was good. And oh man, they didn't like it. I mean, people,
You don't hear about them much anymore, do you?
they hate to see it go. But see, I had it, rain or shine. I say, rain or shine, come on. because the minute set targets was in a, looked like an outhouse, but it's metal.
Mm-hmm.
So he shot that. Of course, it pellets rang, but we couldn't go through that.
Right.
He ran, and Joe, Bill, Sam, just fast he walked by, and they couldn't cheat that way either, because he had 2 clipboards, and he right there, Tom, Sam. He
knew who shot what.
Fast that way.
My goodness. How long did you do that for, David?
6 years.
Really? Every week?
Every week. No, six months a year.
Okay.
Winter months. Fall and winter. I'd fudge a little bit. I might go a little hotter weather. It goes so good. I mean, people just got used to it.
Why only in the fall and winter? Is there a reason?
Well, that's when people goes hunting and stuff more in the winter. Yeah. In the summer, it's boats, so I bought a boat business in the summer.
Paddle boat business.
There you go.
Yeah.
The summer had to be hay, so.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, I'll teach you a little bit about business. You got to go with the season.
Go with the flow.
You know, it's good that I want to have to do a lot of different things. You got to be, one thing you got to be is consistent, and you got to be there when somebody wants it. And see, like in the store, back in the 70s, I believe it was, when nobody wanted dobro. Somewhere down there, I forgot the years, but dobro went out of style, and doghouse bases went out of style. Nobody stocked them. And they called me, I'd say, let me have a bunch of doghouse bases. I'd buy up a whole bunch of them. And I'd buy a bunch of, every brand of dobro, it's a really resonator guitar. There's just one. The dobro was made by 2 brothers, Don and Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver, D-O. Was their names, I think. D-O-B-R-O was Oliver or something.
Okay.
But anyhow, then they put brothers on it. And it was Don and Oliver, I believe that's what it was, D-O-B-R-O, yeah, Dobro, Don and Oliver. Well, that was a brand name, and that was the best thing on the market. I'd have them too, but I'd have every off-brand fit everybody's pocketbook, $100, $500, $200, $1,000. And they call me from Nashville Airport. Somebody said you had a lot of dobro. Yeah, I got plenty of them. Because when everybody else quit, I'd jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that was, I was the one that had it. You see, when they was couldn't get banjos, I bought up loads of parts. I had a guy put them together for me over there.
Yeah.
Get some banjos. I had bushels of, I had baskets of keys and heads. And I'd ask them what would they take. See, they'd be changing to another key next year. I said, what do you take for them? And sometimes the ones they changed wasn't as good as the ones they had.
Right.
And I'd buy them up.
People just like the old ones.
I bought baskets full of this big.
Mm-hmm.
And heads and all kinds of parts. And then when couldn't get Gibson, I had a guy, I think he said he put 3 together in one day. We sold them. We had them.
Nobody else
Got
did?
Gibson banjo? Yeah, we got 3 in today.
That's impressive.
So it's marketing. Mr. Walker taught me a lot about that. You got to have what the other people ain't got. And if they got it too, you got to have a little season to go with yours to it. He used to say, watch everybody, don't never try to pull nobody back. That's the wrong way to go backwards. He said, run beside them and try to steal all their tricks. Put them in as your tricks, and you got more tricks.
Well, see, that's how I do it here at the radio station. Ain't nobody got this show. See, I'm the only one that got it. So anybody else wants it, they got to listen to it.
It's like our friend Lloyd Maples. He told him he was a big deal on Super X back in. I mean, he was it. They sent him when they wanted to become number 1, and they'd move him. But anyhow, he told me one day, he said, I sent my employees over to one of my competitors and check out and see what they're doing. And they come back and told me everything bad they're doing. He said, we done got that. Go back again.
Don't want to know the bad stuff. We need the good stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
We're glad to have Dustin with us. If you don't care, swap chairs with Barney.
Absolutely.
We'll bring you back up, Drake.
Sounds good.
Where you at, Bernard?
Yeah, they're working. What's the matter with you? This is
Hey, Dustin,
recess.
can you do a high and tight Well, I sat down in the chair here not long ago. I asked for a high and tight, and they said, "Can't do it. We can do a low and loosey." That's all I got, man.
Hey, bro.
How are you, buddy?
Good.
Been missing you fellers.
Is that where you been, buddy? You act like you about to work or something.
Let's see. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and go ahead and say Happy Valentine's Day.
Appreciate that very much.
Yeah,
Thank you kindly.
They just get them all in.
That's it.
It's all
yeah.
taken care
Yeah,
of.
no, everybody seems to be in a better mood this week.
You
for
been
some
busy?
reason.
Yeah.
I've been really
Brian,
busy.
give us a raise.
That's it. I gave everybody a raise. Did you not get yours in the mail?
Well, I don't know. That had something to do with Monday.
Okay.
I don't know. You know,
Might
people,
be.
people seem to be in a lot better mood.
Absolutely.
No, I did not get a check in the mail.
Sorry about that.
No.
I'll check on the check.
Yeah. No, I've been missing it.
You go and let the post office head it. I mean, you just tell them what he thinks.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
I'll get on it.
I had to go to the main post office there in WYSH yesterday over in Knoxville and walked in there. And stamps is high. I had all stamps in front.
Oh Lord, I use them monthly. Send out bills, and I can't. I'm like, how much are they?
Yeah,
55 cents now, I think. I believe that's what they are. I don't even know. I've got 2 rolls in there, but
I gave somebody a 29-cent Elvis stamp that I had some extra stamps in my desk, and I was looking through some of them. I had a 3-cent Abraham Lincoln. Some of them you buy to fill in through the years. And I just out of curiosity, I was looking up, and don't ever Google that stuff to see what the value is on them, because it was like one of them on like $10,000. Well, I didn't have the one that's $10,000. my 29-cent Elvis stamp is worth 29 cents.
well, there you go.
Yeah, but you're a collector.
You're not losing anything, so you're good.
I gave it to one of my daughter-in-laws. She's a big Elvis fan, so I gave it to her. But, you're a collector, though. Did you ever do stamps?
No, I never did stamps. I never got into stamps. I did money, collected coins, still got that.
Yeah.
And then watches, mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly watches.
Yeah. We ran into a couple of Hamiltons that was my father-in-law's, and I told him, I said, now, I know David said those are good watches, so one of my boys wanted it, and he's wearing it sometimes. But pocket knives and watches and coins, we've got, I don't even know what we've got. Just nothing worth a whole lot. Sure.
I don't know what mine were. I might have some good watches. I've got some nice watches in there, but that from my TV days. My friends, Bill Marshall, who works on your watches, he worked with me, and then Tony Capiello worked with me, and those boys would say, "Oh, this is pretty. I'm putting this one up." Mm-hmm. And I'd have one. They say, "You got to put that up, Ron." I said, "I don't buy watches to keep. I buy them to sell." I mean, it was like I didn't care a bit about them. I had my watch, had one watch. That's all I had in the world. Didn't care. Yeah. And I look at it today, and I could quit if I'd have kept 10% of the watches I sold, because I sold, I don't know, $3 or $4 million worth of watches a year, every year for 10, 12 years.
It's just true. If I'd kept the Martins and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them's way up and maybe $50,000.
And people say, well, it's only worth what people pay you for it. They'll pay you for it when it's those. You know what I mean? It's quality of those.
Did you ever watch the Barrett Jackson auction that's going on right now? So I watched it the last couple of nights. And the Wednesday night's usually pretty slow. Ladies, yeah. One yesterday went for $300,000. These vehicles. And the ones I was interested in are like the 60s, the muscle cars, and early 70s.
Mecum is more affordable. If you ever watch Mecum.
Yeah, Barrett Jackson, I had a buddy of mine, actually Atomic Speed Shop down here in Woody's Bar and Grill that's down here in Oak Ridge. It's a client and a friend of ours. He went out there last year and sold I can't remember the year. I think it was a 69, it was a Plymouth. And it brought $120,000. Mm-hmm. And I think it's 120. And then he took a 67 Corvair pickup. You know what I'm talking about, the pickup Corvair. So it was his daddy's, and he restored it, and it brought $77,000. And I was like, man, I called him while I was watching it live, and of course it's delayed just a little bit. But I called him. I said, "You happy with it?" And he said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I think it's pretty fair." So
well, they have a lot. They make money, but the time that they invest, you know what I mean, for the boys that redo those cars. When they do a restore, I mean, it takes months or years, even if that's all you do. Yeah. And I mean, all the way down to, they'll take it off the frame and
I'll give you a plug. If you got a car like that you want as a show car, mine is not a show car, but that 62 that I have now, they had it for about a year and a half, 2 years.
See?
Doing stuff to it. And it's not a show car. It's my Mayberry car that we use. now, but they have those cars down there. I love going in the shop and seeing what all they've got. We've been in the shop and we've done it. I took Howard and David down there one day, and well, they've got some nice cars, but it's amazing the cost. You're talking about the time, but the cost of painting. See, in my business I do now, I have to type a lot, and I don't type. And I tell people every day, I say, now here's the deal. Here's the time when I have to type these applications in that I wished I would have took keyboarding or typing in school instead of auto body for 3 years and learned to paint cars. I said, because I don't paint cars no more, but I'm an old body guy like Wayne Kemp and some others. So
the time and cost to paint those now, it's outrageous. I mean, it's if you want one of those cars painting, it's about $50,000, isn't it, at least?
They start at $20,000 for a paint job, and that just depends on how many hours they've got in. The pre-painting is, the paint is expensive.
Yeah.
But if you want a paint job, I think you need to do what David did. Him and Doug. What was that y'all painted that truck out there? What, 3 or 4 years ago?
He washed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But didn't he have no rust on it? It was a military truck. And he washed
Looks
it.
good. Yeah.
He washed it with something, vinegar or something.
I don't know
what it was. He sprayed it. It still looked pretty good.
I haven't sprayed a car in, 45 years. Early 80s. And I used to acrylic enamel and acrylic lacquer was, I don't know what they use nowadays, but it's completely different.
My wife had that Mercedes GL 550, Tracy did. And the fender wells have plastic flares on them, right? And the plastic flares, over time, they fade out. So they were looking gray. So I got the bright idea one afternoon. I thought, well, let's take me some spray paint. I got me some black spray paint. Well, it was fine if I would have kept it on the plastic, but it blew over on the paint, and it was a different color black than that. And I thought, well, she'll never notice that. She'll never see that. The first time she walked out in the garage, she was like, what did you do to my car? I said, well, I fixed the plastic fender thing. She goes, I'm talking about over here on the door.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful.
I just got a text from the officers over in Knox County. My wife had an accident this morning, and so I've got to turn a claim in on it to get the body work done on it. And this lady, if y'all was, I don't know, y'all do the traffic here?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so the backup on Western Avenue, that was my wife. There's 4 cars involved in it this morning. She called me about 7:15, and this lady must have been flying. She hit my wife right in the rear, and she's okay. But it messed my car up really bad, but that's what they're calling about, getting a report on it so we can get the claim turned in on it. But if you have to take it to a shop, there is nobody, if somebody's listening now that does just minor repairs, most of them want to do insurance claims for certain carriers.
Barry will. H&H will.
Well,
they'll do minor stuff.
There's one in Knoxville. I had one. I just wanted a fender painted. Took it over to them. They just looked at me like I had 2 heads. They said, "You with Geico?" I said, "No, I'm not with Geico. I just want to get it." Now we don't do them. All we do is claims with them. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I know because he fixes mine all the time. So
yeah, I'm driving one right now. It's got 420,000 miles on it.
There you go.
And I need to get the hood painted, and I'll take it off and get it ready for him. I just need somebody to spray it.
He'll spray it.
Call clear coat on it.
Call Barry up at H&H. I guarantee you he'll.
I will. Before we leave today, give me his number, and I'll call him, because I'm driving that car, and my wife makes fun of it, and I'm like, I still like it.
He did my truck. The top of my F-150 was great, fading, and it started on the hood.
Yeah.
It already started on the roof, and it started on the hood. And I said, Barry, can you just spray the top and that for me?
Was it the clear coat coming off?
Yeah. I reckon. I don't know. But he got it in there, and when I went to get it, he said, you've just might as well have had a brand new paint job. He said, I got started, and I couldn't match it all together. So I had backed into my basketball goal, and he had done the driver's side maybe 2 years before that. So he just did the whole rest of the other side for me.
Yeah.
But he'll do it. He'll do those for you.
There's not anyone in Knoxville that I know of. We've checked and called them. They all do insurance claims, or they only do, you're talking.
It might take him a while because
I don't care.
But
that truck that you was talking about, your brother sprayed.
Oh yeah.
that was a 42 Chevrolet, and that's like my first one. But I took care of my own body work. When I took and beat it out with a sledgehammer, and painted it with a brush.
Yeah.
And this, of course, it was a rabbit hire, and Miss Trafford showed me how to really Yeah, pretty good. He put professional signs on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I just about 21 when I got it. He was 22 like that. And I
Oh,
started hauling produce house to house. It looked good. Put white walls on it, and a big bird on the hood.
I painted them under a tree, and, I'd pour water down on the ground and stuff, but I painted different things and spot painting them, touching them up and stuff. But I used to detail them cars. I loved it. If I had the money and didn't have to work and, do my other stuff, I would probably have me a garage somewhere and piddle on cars. I love detailing them, cleaning them up.
A stamp is 73 cents, by the way.
Is it 73?
Yeah, BBB Brad just sent me.
73?
73 cents.
Night.
I remember when they were, when I started here, they were 19 cents, I reckon.
I remember 8-cent stamp.
Penny.
I remember 8-cent stamps.
Louise.
I remember when they went to dime, Daddy pitched a fit.
Jeez.
I'll tell you,
3 cents and a penny. I remember. I've still got some old penny postcards.
I remember smoking. You remember those cigarette machines where you pulled the lever?
For a quarter.
Okay. Well, they were a quarter. I think it might have been a quarter. I worked with a guy down here in Oak Ridge, Reader Motor Company, and he was so tight. When drinks went from a dime to 15 cents, he quit drinking soda pops. And when cigarettes went from 25, I think they jumped from 25 to 35 cents out of the machines, he quit smoking. He died of being ornery.
He'd be hurting at the grocery store.
Well, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. But, a few weeks ago, he was talking about gas. And so when I started driving, I know y'all remember being a lot less, but I think it had got to 50 cents a gallon. And, boy, my daddy was just pitching a fit and thinking. But, you think of that, it's all relative, I guess. Thank you, John.
I remember 1995 was what they sold for back in our day, wasn't it? 19.9.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
And we hit gas for and 14.9.
The cheapest I can remember gas has probably been, it was probably the 26, 28, 30 cents. I remember when we had the big gas crunch in 70s. I remember
374. Yeah.
It was under $1.
Energy crisis.
I remember that.
Nixon put a price freeze.
Yeah.
You couldn't sell it.
Well, those lines in California, those people, they rationed it. Those people were lined up.
I just remember being in the car.
Yeah.
Dad had a Volkswagen, an old Volkswagen, a 66 Bug, and I remember I was set in line, crumbling about how much gas was. But I remember it was less than $1. I know it wasn't $1. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was cheaper.
I pumped Manny a gallon for 19.9.
Yeah. Well, I remember with my motorcycle, I've had a motorcycle since I was 8.
She still got higher average.
And I'd get a gallon of gas for a quarter. I mean, when I was little, when I was 8 years old, it was, 74, 70. 72, 73. Anyway, I could get, it didn't take a whole lot to get a gallon of gas to ride my motorcycle. I'd walk up to the gas station.
Do you have any old pumps?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one of the lever pumps.
Okay, well, the one, oh yeah, that's older. The ones I remember was the ones that I always loved them. They had the little thing, they had like a spring in them, and it was like gas inside of it. You remember that? While you was pumping the gas, it'd be turning.
Was it Shell or who was it?
Not Esso, but
Esco.
Esso. Was it ESSO? ESSO.
Yeah, maybe Esso.
Sinclair, see, my Doug can tell you the story about this, but Sinclair stations, they gave away these dinosaur piggy banks. Well, I think Doug still got one of them, but we had them when we was little kids. And over off 61, and when I was a little boy, my uncle and my brothers, my brother Eddie and Doug, I think they may have worked there a little bit, but they had a four-way lug wrench. And I remember, you see these guys that can change tires. They couldn't hold a candle. My Uncle Otis, I'd say him stick that thing on there, take one hand, take it on there and spin it like that there, or take them off. They was faster than a impact wrench. I mean, they're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And taking them four-way lug wrenches, it's an art.
Mm-hmm.
And people's never seen that. But the Sinclair station over there off 61, I remember going in there. The Lance, it wasn't Tom's. You remember the Lance machines?
Yeah, had like crackers and stuff in there.
Yeah, man, I remember the little machine there, and I was always thinking, man, I'd like to get me something out of there. Them Lance, to this day, those Lance orange crackers with the peanut butter are still the best crackers you can buy. I love them. I can sit and eat them.
Lance was big, wasn't he?
Yeah. Let's reminisce a minute. How about going down to old Johnny Faust's store up there on Peach Orchard? But it was Lige Davis before that. But my daddy go down there and he'd buy that thick cut bologna, about that thick, and make them thick bologna and cheese sandwiches on that Kern's light bread.
Oh, yeah.
Not none of this whole wheat, honey wheat stuff. I'm talking about light bread.
Sometimes put a big old thick slice of tomato on it.
And if you get a good fresh tomato, oh, son.
Oh, that makes a whole meal.
I'm going to go home.
That's a good meal, wasn't it?
Yeah. I want to say something. Miss Alma was such a blessing to me, and I know Dustin's here today, but I want to say something. I don't know what all you've talked about over the last couple of weeks, but Miss Alma was such a sweetheart to me, and she'd always say, I believe, she'd tell me, I believe Barney could live on my soup and them cookies I make him. And I loved just being around her and Faye both, and I appreciate them so much. And she is so going to be missed. And but no, ain't no doubt, I know that young lady where she's at. So
And they make beef bacon soup, I guarantee you.
that's
Campbell's couldn't touch them.
I still come over here on Thursdays when I can here, just because I like to reminisce about Thursday soup day.
And your dad-in-law, he likes to come over. You know, he told me I was fixing to quit it. And said he just looked forward to coming in there and I run it another year.
Did it till he passed away. Yeah, we did. He loved it.
Em would make it soup, and Barney liked it real hot. I thought that burned his whiskers. And
David doesn't like it hot. Let's just go ahead and tell him. David doesn't like
everybody
it
got a
hot.
bowl of soup, be sitting there stirring it a little bit, and Barney just over eating that hot soup. I said, but you got that soup too hot. She said, Barney liked it.
Hey, she catered it to me. And David that wanted that Democrat soup. She started putting that meat in there, and I said, "What'd you put that meat in there for?" She said, "David likes that Democrat soup." Put that meat in there, remember?
Yeah, that's Democrat soup.
Yeah.
I took his real hardcore Democrat. He's a nursing home.
Yeah.
Weezy Stout. A lot of people know him. He's a real good fiddle player and a real good fella. And works a lot at nowhere so far.
Yeah.
And,
Who was it? Not Bob Cox, was it?
No, it was Weezy Stout.
Okay.
And so he's a nursing home, and I went over and I was going to take him some soup, and they said, that's Republican soup, ain't it? It didn't have no meat in it. And I said, yeah, but he'll probably eat it. I walked in and said, here, Weedy, last week we had Democrat soup. This week it's Republican. I guess you can get it down to eat something the way you like.
I will tell you this, and it's as close to getting Alma's and Faye's soup is best, hands down. But it's as close as I've found to getting it. I've been going, and it's the hearty vegetable soup at the soup kitchen. It's pretty good. It is very good. And so I go to the one in Oak Ridge. Well, we're plugging everybody today. We got H&H, Atomic Speed Shop, now Woody's Bar and Grill.
For a small nominal fee, I could do it every day for
That's
them.
right. Can I put in a plug for my insurance?
Please
I need
do.
business. But there's one in Maryville. That's the first one I went to, but there's one there at Cedar Bluff, but they're really good. But that hearty vegetable, I thought when you was in the hospital, I started to get one of them big old tubs of it and bring it to Karen and see, but I think we stopped and got Aubrey's soup. They've got a good potato soup.
Yeah, they got a real good potato.
Yeah.
Elma said David could eat soup for breakfast. I do.
I love it.
I love soup.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last couple nights I've had tomato soup. I just get a can of tomato soup, make me a grilled or toasted cheese.
She got some cookies, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, they're called, what are they called? The cow patty cookies? It's just oatmeal.
Yeah, where you just eat non-bake.
But she gave me the recipe. She hand wrote me the recipe, and I told Dawn, I said, don't you let anything happen that recipe. We've got it. But Alma gave me that recipe for them cookies. Well, we've tried, and I don't know what we're doing, but they're not like Alma's. And I love my wife, and I told her, I said, honey, okay, but they ain't Alma's.
What are you missing on the recipe?
I think we're either not using whole milk or something not right.
Well, there's some people just specialize. You know, my aunt would come down there and make green beans, and boy, that's good. And then my uncle that was a ship for the big boat for President Eisenhower, everybody making chicken dumplings.
Oh, yeah.
And his biscuits, he's saying that if you want something good, put your biscuit on there and baptize it in chicken and dumplings.
You're right. There's just some people have.
Y'all are making me hungry.
I'm gonna tell you, my mama made salmon patties. Now, I know Faye and Alma make them. And so you remember in the early 80s when microwaves first came out, I worked at a company called Star Sales Company over there. David shopped there. But so I was there for about 6 years. Well, they just got them a microwave in the break room. Well, my mom had put me some salmon patties in there. I thought, I'm going to heat them up. And I didn't know how to use that microwave. I stunk that whole store up. It smelled like salmon patties all over. So they come back there and go, who in the world what is going on back here? But,
cooking fish.
Yeah, my mama made those good, and certain things, pork chops. She made pork chops good.
Oh, Emma could do pork chops. Oh, man.
Yeah.
She had you remember the lady that used to come down there and she'd cook him, some way she done him chicken.
Oh,
chicken
gosh. Kathy and
yeah, they just you couldn't beat it.
No, I don't know what they were, but they're not. They're better than Chick-fil-A or any of them others.
And your brother said they give me the recipe and I've cooked and I can't get them come out like that.
Oh, they're great. They were great. The chicken and dumplings, and I never liked chicken and dumplings till I started eating them. And of course, in fact, that's who just texted me, one of our officers that used to come over and eat.
Oh yeah.
So they come over there, and David made the mistake of one day it was my birthday. And my brother had bought a birthday cake, and so I said, man, I'm out on patrol with these guys. I said, I can't come on. He said, well, come on by. We got to get a piece of cake. So I told them guys, there's about 5 or 6 of us, and I said, hey, guys, let's run over to Clinton Highway. We're going to go to Ciderville. I said, they've got a cake, and we'll just eat something in there. And they said, well, we got to eat lunch. So we're in there. And every week they started going, do they eat like this every week? And I said,
they come out and eat.
Oh, my goodness. They sat down and ate. One of our officers went out in the car. And,
dumplings?
No, that's Capley. The other one went out in the car. Zach, he went out to the car. And we didn't have to leave to go back out yet. We still in there eating, but he had ate so much he went out there to the car. He was sound asleep.
Took a nap.
No, he fell asleep. He said, I don't know what them old women put in this stuff, but he said, man, it knocked me out.
You remember one of my named dumplings?
Yeah, Chad Capley, yeah.
I never saw nobody eat dumplings like that.
Big bowl.
I give him a bowl of dumplings, and I look over and it'll be empty. I say, you want some more? Yeah, and I fill it back up. Well, finally, everybody got through eating and had a great old big bowl.
It looked like Jethro's bowl of cornflakes.
And I just put him, he did.
Oh, he still talks about it, yeah. We miss that stuff. I'm telling you,
there's some good cops coming.
They make an impression. Yeah, they make an impression and stuff like that. They still will ask me about that. And so you still go out there?
Soup day. Boy, there's a lot of people eat soup days, you know what?
I was thinking, wonder how many gallons of soup Faye and Alma made through the Lord.
We figured it up one time. I was 11 years of soup day. And I told everybody, I said, now, I don't want nobody.
That's 500 times. That's about 550 times if you figure once a week.
Why do you figure that?
If it's 2 weeks, 520. 520
so over 500 times.
And what I've done, seeing we had a lot of pastries, too.
Oh,
my boy, Jeff raised, he'd get us a lot of pastries. And get it before it went to the...
Yeah, it was still good.
Discount store, it's good.
Yeah.
But they'd take it, I said, now, don't bring no nothing. Don't bring no potatoes. I said, I buy all the stuff. I pay an Alma to do it. Well, I didn't Alma because she just done it because Faye got busy been there. She couldn't. I said, I pay Faye to make it. I pay Faye to eat it. And Chris Bean would go back and cut the potatoes up. They all work a little bit, you know. And of course, it's on the clock. And I said, this is something I want to do as a charity thing. I want to do this. And we'd feed 40 to 60 people every Thursday.
Every week. It was packed. First time I came in there, I couldn't believe it. I thought, man, why didn't nobody tell me about this a long time ago? Dustin, you missed out on this, bud. I'm going to tell you, we come out there and yeah, it was like they come one time, they just wanting to come back, wasn't it?
Oh, I reckon, yeah. Well, we had some time, though. I mean, just people, they got a lot of people in the courthouse come over and eat with us.
Yeah. I saw...
Nancy Starr, she's been over and eat. A lot of them been over and eat.
I work with, John Starr that works with us at Madison Insurance Group. He's related to Patsy, and Patsy thought the world about Daddy, and they thought the world of her.
That's her grandma. Patsy was her grandma.
Yeah. I didn't know how they were related. I asked him one day, and I forgot what he told me.
His dad.
Yeah, John goes to start church with you, right?
Yep.
Okay. You can't tell it, but anyway.
And we had the Darlings over there. You brought the Darlings over there.
Rodney's got a new album out, and he did that recording with Ricky Skaggs and Don Henley and stuff about 2 years ago. So he just released, it just come out. It's Rodney Dillard, and it's Songs That Made Charlene Cry. It's in memory of Maggie Peterson, who would have turned 84 a week ago. Her birthday was last Friday, I think it was.
Okay.
So anyway, and Rodney's fixing to turn 83. He's same age, but Rodney recorded this, and it's the songs that made Charlene cry. They were not really songs. What a lot of people don't realize: don't hit your grandma with a great big stick or something like that. Well, those were just made up titles. So what he's done is you went in and they wrote lyrics to it, and so he's recorded a new album.
Well,
and it's
good.
if you pull it up, if you're interested, if you're a Mayberry fan, pull it up. It's Rodney Dillard, and it's called Songs That Made Charlene Cry. And it's got a great picture on the cover.
Makes me cry, Paul. Try to control yourself.
Yeah, yeah. He only got 5 strings on there. He told me that guitar, he said, there's only 5 strings on there. He said, just let that one finger hang loose. Yeah, like that. But Rodney's done a great job of trying to keep, Mayberry alive and his stuff too. So.
Denver Powell was one of the nicest guys I ever worked with. I worked with him when he was on Dukes of Hazzard, and he was so nice. We was playing on stage, and this is Dukes of Hazzard thing, and he said, he put his arm around me, and he said, I told Rodney this, he said, "You're playing my kind of music, boy." He had his arm around me, and I told Rodney Dillard, I said, I believe he was thinking about you all, because we've done in Monroe and we've done Blueberry.
Well, do you remember the episode where they eat a lot? And he's yelling, bread, meat, tater. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're watching those boys eat. He said, our family's made up of delicate women and hearty-eating men. Well, the day over at Ciderville, if you'll remember, when you saw Rodney eating, he had like a big bowl of beans, a big bowl of dumplings. He had, and he was eating like that. And I won't say much about Maggie and Beverly, his wife, but they did
hearty
okay
eaters.
too.
They did okay too.
Yeah, but
She was a sweet girl, wasn't she?
Oh, the best.
They
She
always
was so
as
sweet.
sweet as they could be. I mean, they were just.
I cherish that memory. That it's hard to believe that, David, but it will be 6 years this September.
Since we
Really?
Mm-hmm. 6
I
years.
keep forgetting. People say, how many stars been here? I forget about them sometimes.
I picked her up at the airport. She flew in from Las Vegas, and I picked her up at the airport, me and my wife, and I was a nervous wreck. And, I just wanted to, I thought, you're Hollywood royalty to me. And she was so sweet and humble, and I've told this story on here before, but I said, Miss Peterson, I said, you want to get something to eat? I'm sure you're hungry. And she goes, no. Are y'all going to eat? And I said, well, yeah, we'll get something to eat. And I said, any particular place you'd like to go and eat? And this is Charlene Darling, Maggie Peterson. And she said, y'all have those Chick-fil-A's here, don't you? And I said, well, yeah, does Las Vegas not have Chick-fil-A? She goes, no, but I've heard they've got really good chicken sandwiches. So I went to the Chick-fil-A. I got her a chicken sandwich, and she wanted a strawberry milkshake. And she loved it. And so that was on Thursday, midday Thursday. I picked her up, and we did some TV and radio stuff, different stations. And then we, on Friday, we went to Ciderville. So Saturday we did our event. So Saturday night, I'm taking her back to her hotel. And I said, we're going to get some supper here now. I said, what do you like? She goes, I'd like to have another one of them Chick-fil-A sandwiches. So they did that. And Sunday morning, we got her up to take her to the airport, and that was when the accident happened. Bless her heart, she fell. And
because she
terrible time.
talked to me.
Oh, she had a terrible time. Yeah, she was.
She fell when she fell off a step or something.
She just got her feet tangled and fell, and she was having some health issues, and that was she really boogered herself up pretty bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got her later flight.
It's good to have arm rails and watch where you're going.
Yeah, she was just walking through the airport, and the TSA was kind of rushing her a little bit, I thought. I got a little aggravated with them, but some of the officers brought her to me in a wheelchair, and I got her to the ER, and I got her a later flight, and but that was a hectic day, but so thankful we did that and got to come to Ciderville and I got to meet him. And the guitar that Rodney brought over to do our show, and he brought it to Ciderville, was the actual Martin. Is it a D28? It was a D28. It was a D28 that he had on the on the Andy Griffith show. So it's the one on the 5-6 episodes that you see him in.
Yep.
That's the one Rodney was playing. He brought it. It's right now in the Country Music Hall of Fame. If you wanted to see it in Nashville, it's on display.
That's cool.
For now, he's he's had it up for sale, but he's got it in there for right now.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty. I mean, it's expensive. It's not worth probably what he's asking, but because of where it's been and the recordings he used it on.
Yeah, if somebody collects them, they'd buy it just for that.
Yeah. But
What's he asking for it? Just curious.
it was about 50, wasn't it?
50,000.
I think it was around 50,000. But
It won't
it's
be long to bring it just because what it is. I mean, what you
well, it was. It's sad.
in Rosewood, see, they're bringing it now.
It's sad to say, but it's probably worth more once he passes away, ain't it?
I had Clarence White's #1, you know.
Yeah, he played with Clarence.
I know it.
Yeah, Country
Clarence,
Boys.
they was one that,
Country Boys, wasn't
yeah, they did the first thing on Andy Griffith. And that old
it?
brother.
Rolling.
Rolling,
yeah.
Clarence, yeah.
Yeah, they.
Brothers.
Yeah, they were on there.
Well, 2 or 3 on the first ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Only have 2 employees, but on them Andy Griffith shows.
Oh yeah. Well, here, I'll tell you a funny story. And Rodney told me this. He may have told it on the radio when we've had him on a couple times here, Ron. When they're playing, they are playing, but that's not what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Because they made it. They had to record it to make sure it sounded good.
Yeah.
But they don't understand bluegrass music. This is the cream of the crop of the musicians. You know this.
Yeah.
You go to a bluegrass festival, it's going to sound just like it does on the CD.
Exactly.
I've went to some country music shows.
There's not a whole lot of mixing bluegrass. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of producing it.
Well, I go to some of these shows and I'm like, I don't even sound nothing like the CD. Not bluegrass.
Yeah.
But they wanted it to be authentic. I'll tell you where you can really tell it if you ever catch yourself watching the episode where Charlene is singing "There Is a Time." At the end of it, it kind of fades out, and Dean Webb is on the mandolin, and he's just kind of just fanning a little bit. It fades out. You can tell they tried to sync it up, but yeah, that's the way they did it for whatever reason.
A lot of them does that in pantomime.
Yeah, but I think they sang it, but they had it kind of muted. But they were doing it's them.
Yeah.
But they recorded it, so I don't want to spoil anything for you.
You know, we was on
Barney's singing was real.
we was on Barney Little Buster. This guy, he went to Nashville and made a star. I believe it was Mill Street. Mill Street had done some recordings, and this guy come down there to say he's going to pantomime his new record, and he had drawn it up some way like it's his and played it as Mill Street singing, and he was up there pantomiming it. You know what
Did you see Rick Campbell posted it the other night, but he sent me a recording of it. Who'll turn out the lights in your world tonight? That Wayne Kemp wrote, Mill Street sang. Rick did a really good job on it, and of course I hate him because he's playing everything. He plays the steel guitar and the fiddle and guitar on it, but I'll tell you something I love to hear Rick do is play the steel guitar.
Oh, yeah.
I love a steel guitar.
he plays it. He plays country music.
Oh, buddy. And
he plays it all good. But he sat down and mastered every instrument, I guess.
yeah, well, he does a great job on that.
He done that.
I remember when he decided he's going to teach himself steel guitars when he was playing fiddle at Sigerville.
Yeah, he just sat up and started picking.
He just set one up and said he's just going to start teaching, and he sat there and played it.
How do you know to do the levers and the pedals or whatever?
He knows what they all stood for, C's and D's, but he...
them people. I despise them.
he just said he won't learn to play steel, and he got up and put one up and started playing behind our singer, and the first few notes was a little rough, I guess. But he polished them pretty quick.
Oh, he's good. He's very good.
He really made a good steel player.
Yeah.
There's a, I can't think of the name. I don't know if you've seen this or not. It's a young man. He plays steel, pedal steel, and he, I don't even know who he plays for, but he'll do some demos of old classic good country stuff and do the intros and see if you can. Oh, buddy. But the song, Forever Amen, I believe it is. I think, which one of it, Randy Travis song, has an intro of a steel guitar, and nobody had ever used it.
Yeah, Forever and Ever Amen.
The way he does that, the beginning of it.
Look at Us, Vince Gill.
Yeah.
That starts off with a huge, I can sit here in my head, I can hear him.
Yeah.
Wimp, Lord have mercy, Webb Pierce. I'm trying to think of the song. There is a still intro on one of his songs. I can't think of it. It's not There Stands the Glass. It's another one. But anyway, the steel guitar is the epitome, and that's one reason I like Zach Top so well. And if you're starting to hear about him a little bit now, some of the stations are starting to play his stuff. This kid's great, but he does the classic stuff, and he's got a steel guitar player.
Yeah.
And
Well, I love that song where old boy started out with his song, "There's Dan and the Glass."
oh yeah,
And then he went in talking his song on.
oh yeah.
Well, that was good. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
that record.
Trying to think who did? Yeah,
I forgot his name now.
yeah.
Well, that was good, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
I mean, they used
I
to-
like it. But when it's together again,
oh yeah,
they kick up on that,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
still.
oh yeah. They you could spend so much time sitting here critiquing all those songs, and it's I mean, I have my favorites, but there's so many jewels out there.
that we hadn't
song.
heard.
Oh yeah. Well, what's it called? The B-side of records.
B-side, that's
B-side.
it.
Well,
It's
see,
just
there's
a filler because they had to have something put over.
I'm going to tell you, there's some great songs that were B-side songs that really didn't get a lot of airplay.
Oh, yeah.
And I think somebody had a show at one time on a radio. I don't know if it was here, Ron, or not. Did y'all ever do one called the B-side? It's a show somewhere. I don't remember where I've heard it at, but it's where they played the B-side of like the hits. Well, Sunshine Slim had the B-side of what was it? The wedding. Was it the
Kiss Mama Goodbye, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was the B-side of what?
Wedding Bells.
Wedding Bells. That's right. Yeah. So
It
B-side.
made the same amount of money. Hell, they used to try to get them on the B-side because the record sold. The B-side made the same amount of money. As the,
I don't know how many thousands of 45s I've got, and I know Ron's probably, because radio
I
stations
got a
used to
bunch of
have
them
them.
back there. Oh, I got a bunch back there in the library.
So what you do is if you take those, and a lot of people buys them nowadays, that's why I don't throw anything away. but you look at those B-sides. So
There's some good
Three
songs
Dog
on
Night, I never been to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Great question for you. What's the B-side of it? So I look at those things, and I just start pulling. I'll get them 45s out sometimes and look at those,
I was going to get you had a bunch of them B-sides.
and they're really good.
Oh,
Doc
yeah.
Gibson made number one on both sides, A and B.
Really.
He
Yeah,
made it
oh,
go to
yeah.
A and then turned it over. I might be wrong on the song, but on Lonesome Me and Blue Blue Day, I believe.
It's on the same 45.
On
Yeah.
45, and both of them made number one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he had several done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's ours coming out? When's mine yours coming out? Our 45.
I don't know.
Hey, now we got a show coming up, and I got Rick's doing it at Bonaparte Tree. It's a new, and I mean, boy, he can lay it. I didn't know it the other night. I had him. I say, do something new out there. Betty, he laid that on the line.
What is it?
Oh, no.
Oh man, he played it.
What's the song?
Bonaparte Tree or something like that.
Bonaparte Tree.
Bonaparte
That's
Tree.
the old song.
It's old
Who
song.
sung it?
Boy, he hit Rick. Oh, he.
But who sung it originally?
No, I don't even know.
No idea.
I never heard of it.
It's a real good song, man.
Huh.
It's something like that he opens up with, you know,
Okay.
and it's just like that. Only
So it's
better.
different than Fraulein.
It's
Did he replace
He
Fraulein
just
with
kicks
it?
it off. Yeah, he kicks it off. I'm going to kick off with, but we've got some comedy as our sight.
I know, but it ain't supposed to be comedy. I've seen it. Me and Howard sit there and said, this is comedy now.
When I get to it, I mean, it's going to be good.
Pee Wee King did it.
Who did?
Pee Wee King.
Okay.
King.
Now, Pee Wee
That's
King,
real good
he played the
song.
accordion, didn't he? Did Pee Wee King
so.
play the accordion?
I think so. Glenn Campbell did it. A bunch of people have done
Who's
it.
playing the fiddle on it? Don't tell that, does it?
No.
And he says, there's a girl in France, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. I
What's
used
the
to play
song Pee Wee King had? It's a real popular song, Pee Wee King. What's the name of some of his popular songs, Pee Wee King?
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing him do it on Hee Haw. It's a cute little song, but he had kind of a novelty type songs,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Pee Wee King, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't say who was playing fiddle on it.
I'll
Pee
find
Wee King was a real artist. I mean, he had some good songs.
Oh yeah, he's big time
He's
wasn't he?
good. Who all was it got killed in the airplane that was, wasn't Pee Wee King, was it?
No. Are you thinking about when Patsy Cline got killed?
With
No, it was Cowboy Copas,
Ghostbusters and
Hawkshaw Hawkins.
Hawkshaw Hawkins. Yeah, he's one that had out a good one. What was it? He had out a real big hit.
Well, he had that,
He had some real big things out.
Tennessee Polka, Tennessee Waltz. He did a lot of Tennessee Waltz release, change of partners, backward, turn forward, silver and gold.
Yeah.
Pee Wee King.
That's one of his good. He had some good stuff.
Did he do like Texas swing stuff too? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of. I don't know.
Well, there's been some good ones.
There's been some good ones.
Oh my gosh, I was trying to think of this. Bonaparte's Retreat come out in 1950. Slowpoke is what I'm thinking.
Okay, Slowpoke. There you go.
Slowpoke. You remember Slowpoke?
Yeah.
That's a funny one.
Well, let me tell you something I heard yesterday. I was talking about Panama Canal.
Over there, is that down near the Gulf of America?
No, that's down a little further.
Oh,
No,
okay. But I just wanted to mention the Gulf of
You know how
America.
many years look it up, or you know how many years it took them to build it?
Panama Canal.
I've been to it and saw it.
You went through it?
Yeah, I didn't go through it.
It takes a ship. They said 8 hours to get through.
Mm-hmm. But I watched him come in.
33 years to build it.
Yeah.
The first guy went in and worked 10 years. They had shovels and steam shovels. I mean, they said the labor. I forget how many people. You need to look it up. It's thousands of people died while he was working on
building it.
They took all kinds of fevers.
Malaria.
Yeah, diphtheria stuff. And so when he quit, another guy picked it up. I forget how many millions of dollars it cost back in. And he worked on it 10 years, and he quit. And the nice guy worked 13 years and got through it.
Wow.
And but they was getting more modern equipment all the time, see?
Right.
They said, we gave it to Panama, and Panama was broke the deal, gave it to China, and he said, we're taking it back.
Yeah, they're charging. They said last night.
It's ridiculous what they charge American ships.
They're charging them double, showing America, and they sold it. Jimmy Carter sold it for $1.
We built it. But we built it. We paid for it. We built it. We put it over there.
Well, but how many million? Can you see there?
I don't know how many million I saw. I saw the other day, though, they said it would be, I can't remember what it would be in today's money, $150 billion or something. It was outrageous.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
How
many people died while they worked on it?
Yeah, a bunch of people died. Thousands of people died. And we sent a bunch of our people went over there to work on it. It was our engineers, that come up with it. We came up with the idea, and basically they gave us the land to do it in exchange for us doing it, and then they made the money off of it. We made money, but they shared the money off of it. And then, of course, they got it after, I don't know, how many years. They got it for $1, sold it back to them for $1, and they keep all of it. But it's impressive. It's impressive. It's about as wide as a football field, maybe bigger than that, wide. And that come in, and the boat will come in, and then a big wall will go up, and one side will go down, the other side will go, it'll float it up, you know what I mean? And it goes to the next one, these locks that it takes it through, and it'll take it all the way from, it cuts weeks off of their trip having to go all the way down around the Horn of Africa. It was impressive. I remember that.
It took 2 weeks, wasn't it, to go the other way, the long way
I think
around.
it did.
Shipment. It took 8 hours to go through it this way.
Yeah. So, it's impressive. They'll either start charging us fair price or we just take it back, watch and see.
There's something to see.
Yeah.
Is he going back for $2?
I don't know. He's a pretty shrewd businessman, so he
won't have to buy it back. He won't. They'll start charging us. They'll start charging the fair price. That's what'll happen. Watch and see. Watch and see.
So these big guys, of course, I never heard of them, but nothing like that. But because I was against him, and so they jumped on board. Right up to $500 billion. For that one deal.
Yeah.
I like
Elon Musk, that dude, he must be a computer brain.
Chicken company out in Boyne wants to put $2 right on that.
Put on the horse's nose. That's right.
I'll buy some stock and give me $2 worth.
Mrs. Magruder's cousin.
So Elon may buy that
TikTok. Yeah. You on TikTok, Ron?
I don't. I've got it, but I'm not on it.
What's a young person? I think it's a lot of young people got it.
I've looked at it more.
I'm not a big social media person.
Me neither.
I've looked at it more in the past few weeks than I have my whole life. Tracy looks at it a lot.
Yeah.
Her daughter looks at it a lot.
Well, there's I've got one of my daughter-in-laws. She actually makes money off of it. She does videos, so she does.
Oh yeah, there's old boy at Manorville, Rowdy Roger, and he
Claudia's daughter, Andy Marie. She's big time on it.
He makes a living off of it.
Big time.
Big money to be made on it.
Yeah.
He makes a living off of it. He's done all kinds of stuff with NASCAR guys and Bush Beer, and he makes
Yeah.
I don't know if he still is, but he was making a good living off of it.
Noah Peters, you talking about the singing barber earlier.
Mhm.
Noah's on that stuff, and him and Justin Nunley is the guy's name. They make a lot. Justin is big time on that stuff, social media.
Yeah.
That gets it. I'm so black and white. I'm so boring.
Who's the boy up there? Was it North Carolina or somewhere? The first one come out and put the songs and stuff on that
Oh yeah.
internet, whatever.
Yeah, the Oliver Anthony.
Of course, they want them signing Nashville people.
Yeah, that's
No,
I had him.
We did, I did a show with him.
I'm not sure what he's doing now, or not right now, but it's
He was on Joe Rogan here a while back. Here, it ain't been that long. He's still picking and singing. He didn't want to sign a big career. He said he told me this on the phone. When he was wanting to come here, he literally called me on my cell phone and was wanting to know if the guys that were offering to bring him were legit.
Mhm.
And I don't even know how he got my number. I guess he looked it up from Merle, because that was the station, they were promoting it. We were bringing him. He said, I have no desire to go play stadiums and all this stuff they're saying I can do. I just want to play my music, I don't care how many. And I want to keep my ticket price low. I want to be able to do that. So I said, if you guys can do it and keep it at $25, I'll do it. I said, well, we'll do our part. But I think he probably is doing just what he wants to do, because he didn't, even in the midst of it. I mean, when it was crazy, when we did it, we put more people in Smoky Stadium than had ever been put in it before, ever. And we could have probably if they'd have let us, if the fire marshal would have let us, we could have put more in. Yeah. But he didn't care, he didn't
So
care.
what are you hearing from Smoky Stadium? What are they going to do with it?
The old Smoky Stadium going to be bought by the Cherokee tribe.
So are they going to do a Harris Casino, something like that?
They've already bought property up there adjacent, back up behind it, and they're going to build a hotel, a resort. If I was just going to guess, I'd say they'll take the stadium down and build a casino or something there. If I was just
going
to
do a Harris, that's the one in Cherokee. Like Travis Tritt's going to be over there in April, and they've got a lot of shows lined up.
We've got to before that happens, though, they've got to make gambling in the state of Tennessee legal, because as it is right now, gambling of that sort ain't legal. Probably just a matter of time till that happens. But when that happens, my guess is that there'll be a casino of some sort. There's going to be a resort hotel up there, I know that, or at least they've already bought the land.
Yeah.
The whatever the Cherokee tribe is called, whatever their business arm of the tribe is called, has already bought that, or maybe they've optioned it. But when we were up there doing the show, the boys that part of the boys that were working in the stadium that brought the program, that bought Oliver, were telling me about it. They're working on doing some big shows in the new stadium that they're going to put, the one that's getting ready to open. They're going to
it's a multi-purpose stadium. I did a thing last Friday night. Lady booked some of my stuff for me. She called me Wednesday. Said, hey, they've got an event Friday night. They want to know if you'll come down there. And I said, I've got some stuff going on. So I said, anyway, she got me the full price of what we needed. But I went down there, and it was the Knoxville Police Foundation. I said, so what is this? It was a little place in the old city. It was a really neat venue. It was a little theater. And I said, so I was asking them about, stuff going on. So like the chief of police, I don't know if the mayor was there from Knox City or not, but there's a bunch of dignitaries in there and some people that's fixing to run for mayor. And I got down there, but I was going to ask them about that, the stadium, because, what they're going to do is a multi-purpose stadium.
Well, I know the guys that did the Oliver Anthony concert are working with whoever Randy Boyd has running the new stadium,
right.
And they're already putting together concerts to go out there. I know who they want to open. I know who they want to be the first artist. I don't know if I'm supposed to say or not, but what they're trying to do, Morgan Wallen always wanted to be a baseball player.
I know Morgan well.
So the Smokies were wanting to do something for him to open the stadium and then let him play like a recruit. What do they call it? They draft him for a day or something to that caliber. They're talking about doing some of that. They're looking at some pretty big artists, though, to kick it off. To do him. So they're looking at more than him, too. They're talking to Snoop Dogg, too.
Yeah.
You talking? I was like, on the same night?
Did Snoop Dogg ever play Ciderville?
No, he hadn't.
You know, we got to get him over. Snoopy Doggy. Yeah. My son's got
Didn't he play the inauguration here? Didn't he do something with the inauguration here just recently?
He did the I think he did the first one. I don't know if he did this one or not, but I think he did the in 2016.
I thought he did. I thought he was doing something.
No, they had Kid Rock and some of those others over there.
Well, how about Carrie Underwood? What a great job she did on that song.
That's under pressure, ain't it?
Showmanship right there.
Oh, talent and pressure.
We could have done it.
They're not capella.
We could have done that.
Well, you could have done it, but it wouldn't have sounded good.
Oh, yeah. Me and her to hit that.
I must have missed my call. I didn't get a call.
She just, I love it how she just mouthed to him and said, I'll just sing it. I'll just sing it.
And y'all know the words, just jump in, help me. I thought, wow,
she did a
how
great
about
job.
that?
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty.
nice.
I hate they rushed when they started swearing in on him. They rushed him, and his family didn't get over there yet. And first lady didn't even have the Bible over there.
Roberts in a hurry, wasn't he?
Huh?
That Roberts was in a hurry. He won't get out of there.
Yeah, Roberts. I like what he done. He went like this. He pointed to him. I don't know what he really said to him, but he went like that. You went too fast, too soon. But it's all good.
There's something else, wasn't it? I guess we better start rapping.
Yeah, I've got to run.
You got to go do your real job, huh?
Yeah.
Wait with it, you.
We'll talk here in just a minute. I've got to run to Oak Ridge, so we'll.
Okay,
we'll
wait,
see.
just be just right. That be right there, friend.
We might be able to. We might be able to do that.
Squeeze it in.
You gonna buy me some soup?
Yeah. We'll take your soup kitchen.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding.
We got, we like to tell them about Ciderville. Of course, Anthony Lay's over there. He's took over. It's under new ownership now. And he's got all kinds of drums and guitars and banjos and everything. So y'all just go and look. You talk about a drum store. I never did have that many drums. You got the biggest variety I've ever seen.
I'm afraid to go. I'm afraid what I'll walk out with.
But he's got a lot of them. Y'all go and see it, Ron.
I'm going to.
He's open Monday through Saturday. I think it's 10 to 5. But he's got a bunch in here.
Oh, man. I was, of course, watching some of that inauguration stuff, and one of them big bands, that big old drum, pearl drums.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I'm having to think of Anthony when I seen that, because we've got pearl drums, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, always got every
kind, I reckon they make probably.
I think he's got everything he make. And he's got things I didn't even know was even at there. Then I go and see him, and he's got a lot of new stuff there, and go tell him we sent you over. I heard you right here on WYSH.
There it is.
Let's help him a little bit. He might give Ron a set of drumsticks.
He might. That'd be all right.
Yeah. He's a good old guy. He's never had a music store before, and he didn't know the big one like that. He had a music store, but it's not big like he had. He's kind of getting his feet wet a little bit, I guess.
He's getting his sea legs.
He can get them real wet.
Yeah.
I just hope he starts at soup day now. I hope he'll do that. But anyhow, and on the other side is Doug's got, you need any sound equipment put up, just call Doug. He'll be sure to go out and need a real good sound man. He can put them up for different ones of us, for different bands, and he always puts stuff for us at Y Wings and wherever we go. But he has his Saturday night shows. Friday night show is karaoke night. His karaoke night on Friday night, and his Saturday night show about once or twice a month. It sometimes gets double bands there, but once you go see him, and we got a lot. I'm gonna get Dustin in here. Just sit right there. He can come right behind you.
There, no,
oh, okay. He ain't been on here before. I'm gonna get him in here. You need to say hi to your woman there.
Well, Kate, if you're listening, hello. And it's been a pleasure to be on here and meet everybody and talk.
Good to have you. Come back sometime.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back if y'all can stand me again.
We'll do it.
Okay. We're standing again. He's running around with us today. I don't know where. He's trying to show us something or learn something.
There you go.
Maybe a little bit of both.
There, learn a little bit, show a little bit. That'll work.
Yeah, we're glad to have him with us. course, we got to go over and do some running around today and checking things out. But Howard, we're glad to have you with us.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Howard rides shotgun.
Good to be here.
You never know what you'll get into when you run around with David.
No, you never know what you'll fall into. You might be buying a horse before you know it.
That's right.
Or
selling one. That's
Yep.
it.
At my age, it's good to be anywhere.
On the green side of the grass, right, Howard?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah, we're glad. We don't thank Ron for letting us do this show.
Oh, man, yeah,
Well, I have just as much fun as y'all do.
Well, after a while, it got all these shows that I've done is boring, but this year is one that I can't look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
We talk to so many people out there, and so many people, everywhere I go, says, boy, I heard your show today, and I watched you on radio, but see you pull over in your car and sit there and listen to it.
I get a lot of comments on it.
People said, I just take my lunch break when that comes on. I'm afraid I'll hit a spot that I can't get it. They said, listen, we want to thank all of our listeners, and whatever you do, help WYSH. Sure, this is the oldest radio show in Clinton, ain't it?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
First one.
To 1960.
Yeah.
Been doing it for a while.
It's my first one I picked on this right here. Kathy Hill, Jim Fagan.
Yeah.
A lot of stars been on this radio show.
David Farmer.
But we want to thank everybody for all of it, and especially for all the years of Ciderville that they supported me and Soup Day, and we love all of you, and I hope that everybody has a good year this year. Everything may pick up for us a little bit.
I believe it's going to pick up just a little bit.
Hey, Ron David's rent me. When I was growing up, we'd have come, and I'd go hide and stuff. We never talk to nobody or nothing.
Now he just put you out there in the midst of
Yeah,
them.
he's killed me.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, I was always backward. I went to church and therefore. But I break loose on one or two items occasionally. I do remember when I sold popcorn, and I was going to have to talk a little bit to sell it. It'd come out and I'd say, popcorn, nickel bag, preacher get you inside, I get you on out.
Yeah, I've never had that problem being backward, don't reckon.
Well, I tell you, we get company. I wouldn't be around them much.
No,
I was always backward.
because I learned better than that when I was food disappeared. I didn't get much, but I learned better than that.
Yeah, hey, this woman come up to me one night on the show Saturday night. She said, Betty, I sitting there watching you. I wish I could see the inside of your head while they showed me. She said, your cards was going just like that. She said, man, you never stop thinking. I said, you're hunting something new to get on stage. Or I just go out there and get talent. Rick said, if you run out of talent, David, you get them out. I'll just bring them up there and make the stars out of it. The show must go on, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
I had Joyful Sounds on there one night. And Ken forgot about it, and the piano player, well, Ken always takes care of him. And we had a bass player, Chicken Man, me, and Mavis, and her husband, no leads. He has a flat top. And he said, you ain't got no lead in it. I said, you're going to play lead on that guitar, so stick a mic up here for him. He's a good guitar player, a good steel player, too. And I said, we're going to have banjo and flat top. She said, you going to do this show with the band? I said, well, I didn't do this by myself. I said, you don't say no to show business. You got to go. You got to get up there and do it.
Yeah.
I said, the only thing, when I got a good band, I don't have to talk as much.
That works.
I said, I may have to jump off stage and go back through and take up offering, but we'll get it going here in a bit. But, that's the way it goes. And I'm so thankful for the talent the good Lord gave me and all the good life he's given me. I've done more things and been more places than I would ever dreamed of. In fact, Howard knows if we was to tell him all the things that we did when he worked with me, they'd never believe us, wouldn't they?
No.
It's a different life, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's really a different life. You just can't believe what all we do. But till we get to see you next week, Barney, we're going to thank Dustin for coming by, and Howard and Ron here and myself saying goodbye, and may the good Lord bless you.
Hey,
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com. And remember, if you have a question, comment, or problem, call in tomorrow and ask your neighbor. Or email from our website. It's Ask Your Neighbor. Thanks for listening.